when did you first discover that you had survived an abortion? Because as you've said yourself, and you've written this many times, a lot of kids who have survived an abortion don't know that they survived an abortion. And we even find this working in the pro-life movement with women who are planning to have an abortion and then change their minds. This is not something they want to share with their kids because they're so thrilled that they didn't go through with that. And they don't want to tell their child that they ever were considering making a different decision. So what was it like for you to discover that you had actually survived this procedure?
Yeah, you're so right. It is such a family secret. We actually have found most survivors are raised in their biological family. And so there can be a lot of secrets and or a lot of tension that exists in that family of, do I tell, don't I tell, or we're going to tell you, but don't you ever tell anybody else. In my circumstances, I am one of those survivors who is also an adoptee. And so I was raised knowing I was adopted, that I had had a lot of health issues. I was born prematurely, but I didn't find out my survival story until I was 14. And really by accident. I have an older sister who faced an unplanned pregnancy. And when her parents found out that she was unsure about what she was going to do with that pregnancy, they told her my story. And so cue all the drama being the age of 14 and in an argument, having my sister let it slip that she felt more wanted by her birth parents than I was by mine. We were both adoptees. And, there is no way that I can tell you what that night was like in my life, except complete and utter devastation. But I love that in the grand scheme of things, I now get to look back on that moment and reuse it for such good at the Abortion Survivors Network, coming alongside families with young survivors to say, listen, we don't have to keep this on a shelf. We don't need to keep it a secret. We can find age-appropriate ways to talk about abortion, then let them know that babies survive abortions. And then over time, we let that child know that they're a survivor. So, just recently, I got a birthday gift from a little girl who is now 11 or 12, who survived a late-term abortion in Serbia and is an adoptee. I mean, those moments, how could I not be who I am? Because that is the best stuff in the world.
Did you have any views on abortion before you found out about your own origin story at all?
Yeah, I did. I think obviously that moment solidified a lot of things for me, right? Any of that sort of gray area I had, because I think, at the age of 14, if you would have had to ask me, I would have said, yeah, I'm pro-life, but I think there should be exceptions to that. The typical ones that we still hear people say. And in that moment of time, I can still feel what happened inside of me. It was like this thunderbolt where I went, oh my gosh, if I think that's okay for anybody, then I would have to say that that's okay for me. And I think, again, that's such a missing piece for a lot of people, right? It's easy for people to say, well, who am I to say? Well, why would you think that this isn't something that could have happened to you? Because that's a game changer when you realize that if you're going to paint with that broad brushstroke, then everyone had like a 50-50 shot of not being aborted.
Thanks everyone for watching that clip. If you'd like to check out our content on other platforms, you can find us on Rumble, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else you get your content. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel and spread the clip around if you like the content. Thanks so much.